a very different performance in the second half on Wednesday. What do you think went wrong today?
Well, we have a sad feeling because it's true that we had big expectations about this game, but it's true we didn't perform not even close to the last game. I think the first half was a bit better. We got some chances and we knew that it was very important in this game to take the lead. Unfortunately, we couldn't. It's many factors. The first one is that they defend well with the back five, something they have done over the last 5 games. They lost 3 with back 4. They won 2 with back 5, and we expected them to play with back 5. But usually, when the fixtures, when the schedule is that busy, it's not that much time to work on how to attack that kind of defense. I think we struggle a bit to beat, and still we managed to create some good chances in the first half. I think in the second, we wanted to introduce a little more energy in a moment that the game was turning with Smith, Linden, and what was the third one? I don't remember. Maybe Linden and Isaac. And I think that it turned a bit, but it was not good enough. The first goal comes from a sloppy free kick conceded. We don't defend well the second phase, and then it looks like poor goals, the ones that we conceded. And instead, we're trying to attack, and it was not that clear way on how to beat the back 5. They were at some moment very low with 2 fast players at the top, so you always need to keep that balance in between how much you can risk and as well to not concede an up and down game, because that breaks the momentum. But definitely it was not a great game. Perhaps as well we had a very demanding game on Wednesday, emotionally, physically, and they got I wouldn't say an easier, but they played 60 minutes against 10 men against Norwich, so perhaps that's one of the reasons why they look a little more energetic in the second half.
You only made 2 changes to the starting team today. With hindsight, would you have made a few more?
Yeah, always I have the same feeling that after the games I always take better decisions than before the games. We thought that was the best 11, and we wanted to start front foot, trying to make sure that we fill the box. One of the reasons why we put Mike is because Mike is a very good player at the top, inside the box. We wanted to give momentum to Lucas, to Chrissy, to Ili, all of these 3 together. I think that Jack Kovac, we wanted him to give the energy after 2 games suspended. The energy we were looking, rotate a little bit between Sam and Isaac. So in some way I think that we try to find this balance, but of course we know that it's very demanding when you have these 3 games in just a few days, and especially 2 games as Leicester away and West Brom at home that were very, very demanding.
And is that a bit of a reality check after a really positive few weeks? There's still a lot of work to do to make sure you do get out of this situation.
No, trust me that I don't need a defeat to have a reality check. I'm very aware since day one when I came that the situation is what it is. It's really, really difficult situation. I like all the optimism, and I'm the first that I'm very optimistic always, you know that. I'm today very convinced today that we're gonna manage to reach the target, but at the same time, I think that if someone expects that this will be easy, is making a big mistake. I'm not a magician, I'm here to help. I think the guys are showing that we can trust them, but to expect that we're gonna win now every game 3-0, it's just delusional. Yeah. So no, it's going to be tough, and you can see that all the teams as well are doing well. So I think that we need to be aware 100% that this will be very difficult, that we need to push to have the small edges in our side, and then hopefully we're going to achieve the target. But we need to make sure in days like today to believe more than ever on what we are doing.
And I know Marti don't normally like criticising players. The goalkeeper for the second goal, he's done better there?
Look, I think that I'm not here just to judge individually my players. I always trust them. I think that in that case, if you ask me about Asmir, I think his career speaks for himself, for the quality he has. So I think that we did a lot of things, not wrong, but we could have done much better things today to just look at an isolated, but I don't know.
I mean, obviously his reputation and his experience and that is key, but you know, he has made some mistakes, been responsible for the team losing points. Is that, are you in a position maybe you kind of, is Joe Walsh kind of potentially a chance of?
It's very easy. I think that we do have 3 very good keepers. At the same time, if you ask me if I want Asmir in a team that is fighting to avoid relegation, I will 100% say that I always want him in my team, 100%, because the experience, the leadership he has says everything. So I'm very confident in all those players. Some days we're going to play better, some days worse. I'm not sure if that's the case today, that he played a bad game, I don't know. But at the same time, I can tell you that I trust them all, 100%.
You took Ilias quite early in the second half as well. Was that just fatigue?
he looked direct, and on my eyes, he's one of the best players in the league. And when he's not making the difference, when he's not as good as he can be, then I'm very demanding with him, because I'm demanding with the best ones. So that was mainly the reason. We thought that some fresh legs could help, and yeah, we have to take some decisions.
It'd be nice to have like a whole week to prepare for another game next week.
Definitely, it's time now to be very angry, to be very disappointed about the result today, the performance, but at the same time to be aware that we have done a lot of good things before. So about resting, come back with a good energy, and prepare the week well, because it's definitely a good window to prepare the next game in a proper way, and hopefully with renewed energy, understanding that it's not going to be easy, but it's still 10 games left, and I'm sure that we can reach our target.
Marti, just on Michael Frey, that's back-to-back starts for him after changing the striker quite regularly. How do you decide who's the right one to use, and why was he the right choice to start today?
Once again, I think that all of them have different qualities, different skills. We expected Middlesbrough to play with back five, so it was very important against these teams. Sometimes either it's a very high pressure, which is not the case, or it tends to be against lower block. And in that sense, we thought that playing, especially at home, after the energy we got, the atmosphere in the last game, we thought that they will defend deep in some situations of the game, and there he's very good in the box occupation. So he's a striker that can score goals from crosses, from being in the right place, and we thought he could be a good choice to start, even though we were quite aware that probably he will not manage 90 minutes, but that was the main reason.
And Middlesbrough's back five, you mentioned a couple of times. Did that also make it harder to press them as well when they played out?
There are different ways to press a back five. We have different ways to do it as well. I think today what we wanted to do is try to be more aggressive, defending a bit forward, but it's true that we didn't have the impact. They have quality players in the midfield, quite good players or skilled players on the ball, but I do think still that in the first half was quite good. We stayed high quite a lot of time. So different teams build up in different ways, but they definitely have some good players on that phase.
Okay, cheers, thanks.
Thank you.
Cheers, Mark. Thank you very much.